Hey, it's Ramen on a Friday. This is episode 9, and I'm back in the building, and Dolo Moretti is back in the building. Say what's up, Dolo.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Yo, so I was watching a movie earlier. Well, obviously, like a biopic earlier. And I was thinking about it, and I wanted to talk to AJ about personas because it seems to be a big factor in people's careers now. You think so, AJ?
Um, sorry, I'm a little parched. Where is my water bottle? Sorry, everybody. No, I think it's huge. I mean, I think that it's definitely something that's always been there throughout music and, film, and I think in just history in general. I mean, I think a lot of, personas and, that concept, you see it in everything, every different culture, because, personas, because of what they are, I mean, you're creating a character, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And you have royalty, those types of people, dictators, actors, musicians,
it can
across the board. I mean, throughout time, that the character is who we're kind of known for. It's what creates our notoriety, our fame half the time. I mean, you got it with, people like Conor McGregor, the notorious MMA. I mean, he's a character.
Yeah, he is.
He's a talented motherfucker.
He is, but he's
But
a character.
his character and his
personality
persona,
makes people
another
pay
one
attention to him.
that he wound up fighting, Floyd Mayweather, Money
Yeah.
Mayweather. The persona becomes bigger than the person, I think, and I think that's why a lot of the times we have people that either do really well with having the persona, or the persona eats them alive. I think
Yeah,
you were talking about that earlier. I know that's something you said you wanted to
When
talk
I
about.
watched it, I said it eats people alive because I was watching. I watched different clips of the Wendy Williams documentary, and I was thinking she was talking about a little bit about her childhood and how basically she had like a bulimic problem, or is that what it is, like when you
Like an eating disorder.
eating
or something
disorder,
of
and then
some
she
sort.
started doing cocaine, and the cocaine created the persona that she had on television as a talk show host.
Oh, really?
She
I
was
did not know that.
I learned that today. I didn't know that either.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
she was explaining that, and then it explains everything because she had that's like a clip of the show where she told everybody that she was going to a sober house every day, like in the documentary. And when I saw her say that and tell her fans that, she used that to draw in her fans, right? And I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, well, damn, is this a problem for everyone? Because I've noticed the Lil Wayne thing, the just different, actors. I think we talked about it with movies earlier, where people have to play this role, and they want to play the role so bad that they just scratch themselves, and they are that role for the next couple months.
Yeah, they call it. I think it's called method acting. If I'm wrong, please somebody in the comments correct me. But yeah, they say that's what made Heath Ledger go crazy, because he started having nightmares about
I
the
didn't
whole
even know
Joker
that,
and
yeah.
thing. I don't know. I feel like that's one that I heard, but I'm not exactly sure if that was the exact reason. But yeah, I mean it's people, they become the character. They live the character.
Yeah, I was telling you.
There was actually, I just read this one. It's actually a funny example of this. And I never knew this, and it's just one of these, I have a tendency, because I'm pretty much in the studio all the time, I have a tendency to wind up, wandering and, bullshitting on the internet, just like everybody else. And it's always, I find these, did you know these true facts about this person? And I'm like, hey, I don't know, I ain't got nothing better to do, and I'll click on them. And one was Jack Nicholson literally, apparently, had to do a nude scene, like a sex scene or something in a movie. And we're talking about, this is back in the 60s and stuff. So, I mean, it's not like we see television. You know, it's like, oh, I
Back
guess
then
these
it was a
motherfuckers.
little different,
Yeah,
yeah.
people were just as much as it was the '60s. There was still a lot of conservative, super conservative people back then. He literally lived naked as a nudist for like 3 months to get himself used to being able to be on film with no fucking clothes on.
See,
Like
that's
that I think it fits that whole like people take things to the extreme for whatever they're
But you
trying
think
to
it-
do. 'Cause
sometimes it makes a
I
great-
don't think it's for fame.
yeah,
You know,
but
a lot
sometimes,
of-
like I told you, sometimes it makes the greatest person because Tupac went to the theater of arts and he, you know, and when he first went to act, he, you could just tell. He could just tell that you could just tell that he was destined to be like a good actor, because I was watching Juice one time and literally I would stare at his character and be like, this is a sick motherfucker. And I'm not thinking about Pac anymore. I'm thinking about Bishop. I'm not thinking
That's
about
true.
Pac anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
My mom said it. That's why she hated Denzel Washington in Training Day. He was like, he played that character so good that you didn't see him as Denzel Washington.
yeah, I mean, there's people that they're just super talented and they can delve themselves into that. I mean, and that's one of those things that like I feel like that's one of the positives of having a persona.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about that in a sense of a persona, because that's
Yeah.
not necessarily a persona.
Okay.
I think that's someone who's taking a character and making it a persona.
But
know
but
what
then
I'm
it
saying?
turns.
Like,
but then it turns
but
into
it
that
can,
person.
But it can, with the double-edged sword factor of how you go about it, of by fully, you know, embracing whatever it is you're trying to portray.
Mm-hmm.
That it can become psychological. You know, you lose track of who you are. I think that's where like people start losing their fucking minds doing shit like that.
Yeah, the character,
But, I
they get
mean,
so caught into the
we
character
can see
for so
that
long.
in kind of like many other things, and even in daily life. I feel like that's something in daily life you can also do as well. So like for me, you know, like I'm Dolo Moretti. You know, that's more people know me as Dolo Moretti than they do like you do as AJ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is, you know, just my first two initials, basically. It's something I've gone by since I was 10 years old, I think. Something like that. But Dolo Moretti is the persona that you would say people know me for. They know my music under Dolo Moretti. They know the visuals I've done as myself. You know, I'm an artist. I am an artist at that point, you know, to say that is my art. Dolo Moretti is the embodiment of my art. But it's also one of those, like, I kind of took on this whole thing, and I've always been an artistic person, and I took on, like, when it came to the hip-hop and doing hip-hop for a long time, was the confidence I got from the persona. You know, it built me kind of up as a person. I was a lot shyer when I was a kid. You know, if there's anybody that knows me from, you know, middle school and elementary school, I was the short, nerdy kid. You know, like, I'll never deny that. I mean, I was shy. I was kind of awkward. You know, I didn't get, you know, a whole lot of social skills from my parents because they're kind of shy, you know, not the most social people, you know, butterfly kind of people. You know, my brother's better than I am. You know, I have my days where, like, I go super antisocial. But the persona kind of helped me to build up those skills and build myself as a person.
No, but you know, I agree. See,
So,
I agree with you.
I think there's a lot of people that do that in their daily lives and we don't know it because they're not doing it for, like, notoriety, I guess, or for, like, an artistic purpose or a career or something.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Sorry, I kind of rambled there for a minute.
No, you good. No, you good. That's what the show's for. I agree with you because, you know, when I see, like, people like Lil Wayne or even Jay-Z as Hove, like, those double-edged swords, you could just tell that they created that person for a reason. I think once I was listening to watching a DMX documentary or something, and DMX was like dark, like DMX is a whole different type of nigga. Like that's not somebody you want to mess with, right? But me, my nickname is Dev Deuce, right? I've never been like. Maybe it's because of confidence, but I've never seen Dev Deuce differently than Devin.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's, you know what I'm saying? I think that's where, like, it can be many different things. Mm-hmm. People could use it as a shell, kind of like, to a degree, kind of like what I did, you know, for many years until, like, I just realized I'm who I am anyway, and this was just me figuring out that this is how I am anyway. You know, like, I don't think I could act any different. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, that's like, I never seen the difference between the two. Mm-hmm. But looking back, there was a point where there was a difference between the two. Mm. And I think it can either stay that way, where you turn it on and off. It's a character you turn on and off. You're not that normal person. You know, you made a good point with Jay-Z. Mm. I love Hove. Don't ever, if somebody ever tries to call me a Hove hater, you crazy. Because you don't even know. You don't know what the fuck that man's music has pulled me through. But listening to him in an interview and listening to him on a rap song.
Two different
people.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard him in an interview, and I was like, that's what Jay-Z sounds like when he talks? Because he's such a soft-spoken person when he talks. Versus the boisterous Jay-Z that we get on the track. Mm. And I think that that's actually a super good example of what I was saying with the whole persona. Of it being, you know, like you said too, with you create it for a reason. Whatever the reason is for, you create it for something. But I think we all have a persona. And I think we all, to a degree, I think we all kind of have two personas.
I think everyone does.
I think everyone does. I think we have who we are in our house. You know, when we are completely comfortable, there's no guard up, I'm in my home, you know, this is me. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think there's the when I go out in public. At the lowest like subtle level of having a persona.
Who is that character? But
think about it. All your friends act a little bit differently when they're at their house.
Yeah,
than when they're at your house. Yeah. And you're the same way. Mm-hmm. If you think about it. You know, I don't run this place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is my boy's spot. This is the homie's spot. This is the girlfriend's spot. This is the family's spot. Yeah. You know? Like, I'm going to, even deep down, I'm going to carry myself a little bit differently. For one, because my parents beat shit out of me and told me you respect other people's shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For one
Shout out to my dudes.
Yeah, so there's that. And then on top of that, there's the simple factor of how would you want to be treated? How do you want your stuff to be treated?
Exactly.
And I think some people don't give a fuck about that, but I think everyone to a degree deep down thinks about that. So that's a big thing with personas too, is that like it could be the extreme of being my rap persona.
But at what point
my character, my celebrity persona.
At what point does it ruin a person's career? Because I said this before, right? I was watching
I think it ruins your career when it either affects your physical health to the point where you can't do what your career is. I mean, you got to be able to pay your bills. Well, if your career is music and this, that, and the third, say you're smoking cigarettes. Well, you're smoking cigarettes. Eventually, you can't sing. Yeah. It does destroy your vocal cords. It's known that happens.
Yo, some people just gifted. Like, look at Wayne, yo.
You know what?
Some
eventually, that motherfucker ain't going to be able to talk.
I know, but
enough. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a gifted motherfucker. I
smoke herb in my free time.
I know. No, that's not what I meant, though. I'm just saying, like, some people are just gifted.
Even if I don't smoke cigarettes, which I haven't smoked a cigarette, you know, thank God, since 2011. But, I mean, it's like, even smoking herb is going to eventually affect my vocals if I do it too much.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying some people are gifted.
But what I'm saying is I'm not talking about gifted. You said where does a persona
where does
affect
it go
someone's...
from? Yeah, where does it go?
When does it become detrimental? One, your physical health. Say your persona is being that party person.
Yeah.
When you can't party fucking no more and you go and fucking, or you die from it.
Yeah.
God rest all the great artists that died from going too far.
Uh-huh.
You know, sad stories every single time. You know,
the person's gone. Rest in peace, Mac. The person's gone though.
Yeah, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, anybody that's been caught up in the life based on, you know, either it's the violence, the drug use.
That's why it's important not to have. We were talking about this the last time.
Physical self-harm.
We were talking about this the last time. We were talking about this the last time. That's why I say it's important to not have yes men. Like,
oh, for sure. I mean,
like me, I'm a person that
has a cause and effect in itself.
Yeah, like I'm a person. Don't get me wrong.
That's a whole nother topic, though.
I know.
That's a whole nother topic. Yes man. Sure, I could talk about yes men all day. But like I said, that was one thing that I feel like really affects the persona, you know, being detrimental. The other one is how does the persona eventually affect the people that care about me? Mm-hmm. And by people that care, I mean your fans, your family.
No, but sometimes you gain the fans because of that persona, and then people in real life are telling you like stop, and then
that's true.
And they are like it feeds off of like them not loving themselves. R. Kelly, he's one of them. He said it. He literally said it. He said you will never be able to stop. He said you can stop Robert, but you can never stop R. Kelly. That's literally what he said.
That's true. But what I was going to say is you actually just kind of agreed with me, though. Is that, like, you know, when a persona affects you by, like, it affects the people, your fans and stuff like that. Well, your fans can be crazy fucking fans that are
all right. See, I didn't know that you were going that way. Yeah. I didn't understand that.
It could be taken either way. I wasn't really necessarily going that way, but it can be either way. Either the fans don't like what you're doing because you're taking it too far, or the fans are egging you on because they don't.
They love it. They don't care about you as a person.
Nope. Because that point, the persona has become beyond the human being.
That person has. It's like they think they're immortal, though.
And I don't think it's that they think that they're immortal.
Uh-huh.
I think it's that... I feel like there are some crazy motherfuckers that are like, I can't die. They can't stop
me. Even if they stop me.
Nah.
Wayne.
Shout out fucking Yeti for that
one. But Wayne is one of them people. I be looking at Wayne sometimes and I seen this podcast.
But like I said, I think that there are some people that, I guess Wayne could kind of fit that category because he's fucking
I don't get it.
Crazy.
Like, sometimes I be looking at him and I grew up off of him.
There's also still people that don't think that they're immortal. I think it's that they're just caught up in their own shit.
That they don't realize.
The persona, not only does it amplify it, which it can. I think the persona can either be helpful in building you up as a person, but I think it can also tear you down as a person.
I'll never forget, I got a phone call from a friend of mine one time, and I'm like, I'm a big Kanye fan, and a dude called me about the shit that happened in the White House.
I need the old Kanye back.
Yeah, the old Kanye back.
I need the old
and,
Kanye.
And, like, that goes with what you talking about with the persona thing, because I'm one of them fans of Kanye's that I can separate the music from that persona. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I separate the music. I like Kanye for his music.
How about this? Yeah, how you feel about this then? So, how you feel about when you have too many personas? Speaking of Kanye.
Shit. I never thought. How does he have too many? All right, go ahead.
Like I said, I think everybody has two personas.
Mm-hmm.
I think your persona is the one that you're in the house or the one that you go out with. When you start having 3-4 personas, now I'm starting to think you got personality disorders,
like
bro.
Something wrong with you?
How you got like? All right, so like we got our homeboy, our homeboy Mike. Fucking, he's a upcoming artist. He's got some dope music coming soon. But he goes by Lil Milk.
Yeah.
And I love him to death, yo. But he's in himself. He's one of those people that his outside of the house character, that is him. He couldn't have another. He couldn't have another persona.
No.
Because that's him. But I always be like, my man's a man of many names. He's a man of mystery. So he's got like 3 nicknames I've come up with for this guy. And it's just because I love the kid to death, and I always come up with, I'm like, it's always so random when I come up with them. But, like, when you've come up with 5 personas yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about the other night, like, you can't give yourself your own nickname.
I can't stand when motherfuckers
give
give themselves their own nickname, yo.
So, like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about giving your own nickname and the whole 12 personas?
Oh, speaking of that,
I'm gonna flip the interview on you right now.
Yeah, you are. You spit it on me. Speaking of what you just said about giving yourself your own name, we had that conversation before about the fucking Master P thing and what the name does to you, because he was saying that I didn't necessarily respect my brother when he chose to call himself C Murder, and then he caught that murder charge, and that he didn't do. If you're a listener, like, go and look at, like, research it. But that's the part of it. The persona thing is, he's created this whole larger than life at the time when C Murder was out. This larger than life, like, I am aggressive, I will kill you. And then he gets set up on a murder charge, and it ruined his entire life based off of what his name is. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because didn't you say also, too, that they, like, used it against him in court?
Yeah, they did.
What
they
I know
used all
about
his
this
music,
is
and
so.
they used his music in the courtroom. They used everything. Music videos.
Yeah, I mean,
like, all of it.
See,
nail that motherfucker.
You know what's
like,
crazy though? But that's also, like, that's a big thing in, like, hip hop and from, you know, what we know and what we see all the fucking time of, like, motherfuckers getting caught up by their music because of the persona. They gotta do this, they gotta do that because they got this persona.
I be thinking, did they actually even think about that shit?
They gotta live a certain type of life. So then when they live the certain type of life or they're caught up with the wrong motherfuckers, you know, your favorite person to talk about?
I ain't getting into him.
I know we're not gonna get into him because
he's
but
one of them.
That's a perfect example of where, you know, the persona just ruins your
life. It just takes over. You know, but how will you decipher it though? That's why I asked you the question. How do you decipher it?
Like, that's made up. That's not you.
No, me and you know that. But for for a listener that's listening to me and you, that have a friend that might be going down that path, or someone that becomes successful, like, I was watching J. Cole talk about meditation and keeping himself grounded, right? How do you say, hey, this is how the universe works, to get someone back into play to where they don't do that and they're successful?
What do you mean? Let the persona destroy you and still be successful with the persona?
No, still be successful by not letting the persona take over.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I said it a little bit differently, but yeah. I kind of said it backwards.
You're not letting it take over. Can't let it take over.
Dude, that's self-control, bro. And that's... It sucks to say, but some people have better self-control than others.
Yeah, because I've seen it. I be watching these people.
You know, it's just... What is it? How far down the rabbit hole you go? You know what I'm saying? Like... How far down do you go?
Eminem's one of them.
How far down the rabbit hole do you go before you
get there?
Before you stop yourself.
Before you get there. Eminem's one of them.
He's a perfect example.
No matter what, I can't... you can hate me all you fucking want. I can't stand it.
He had the run of notoriety, bro.
Yeah, I can't. But I can't stand... I can't stand the new Eminem. I'm sorry.
Like, I feel like... Dude, I forget when they actually did that skit, but, like, yo, the Dave Chappelle skit about the, like... Everybody got that one crazy white boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
He said, you don't know what he did to get them niggas respect.
I don't know when he came out with that, but I bet you Eminem had something to do with influence in that skit.
Yeah, of course.
Because he was.
He was one of them.
He was that guy that Dave Chappelle was talking about.
But even when he started, you know, with the songs about his mother, and the songs about his daughter, and the songs about his ex-wife, and, like, the deepness, like, I felt it as a kid, like, cleaning out my closet.
Yeah, but look at him. He went, dude, he, like, almost died multiple times.
But he separated himself, and to be honest with you, I felt like he lost content when he separated himself. Like, I didn't want to hear Eminem anymore when he separated himself from that old, like shady persona.
All right, so
I cannot stand his new music. I'm being honest with you, but his older music.
I mean, I feel you
the
too.
pain, like
shit. I'm a white rapper. I don't even know. I haven't done like a rap CD in like a while. Actually, people probably like hate me for it, but I don't know. I've enjoyed, doing the stuff I'm doing now and being in the producer seat for other people. Man, there's a lot of awesome people that I've got that I'm working with, and if anybody listens and wants to work, always hit me up. But outside of that, it just kind of comes down to, like I said, it's self-control. I mean, like I said, he fucking went down the rabbit hole of sleeping pills, doing all this crazy shit and this, that, and the third. And yes, he then separated himself after almost dying. Basically, his career collapsed. I mean, for a period of time, nobody was really talking about M like that. He would pop back up with a song or a feature track, and it'd be like, "Oh, M's got a verse."
He disappeared for a minute before Eminem show came out, because I remember Guess Who's Back it came out.
Like I was saying,
and the Eminem show was a huge album in his career. That was a big album.
It was massive. It was huge. I was actually just reading an article where they talked about that was like what brought him back around during that period of time. But if we're talking about then to now, like you said, I haven't listened to one of his CDs in so long, dude. Like, just because
I was looking forward to
the same.
I was looking forward to Kamikaze because it had, he
did a couple things on there that were really nostalgic.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
But I feel like that's all that CD was. This CD was nostalgia.
It was.
It wasn't new. It wasn't improvement. It wasn't this. It was.
He's been on the same level the entire
But I think that comes with the factor of, like, look at how you said you felt about it. There was a period of time I didn't listen to him. Then all of a sudden he come out with Kamikaze and everybody got a little hype again.
Yeah.
For a period of time. It's because he did a nostalgia album, so that hit us all.
It did.
He didn't do something new that surprised us all.
It fucking set me up. It fucking set me up. I was mad as shit.
When it comes to personas, the persona either dies off eventually it dies off, dude. Like, I mean, there's going to be a period of time where nobody's going to give a flying fuck what I'm talking about right now.
I watched too many.
We all have our time in the spotlight. We all have our moment if it does happen, and those types of things, and the persona brings us there. Mm-hmm. But I think, like you said, though, personas can be double-edged swords. They can ruin lives. They can change lives. Better, worse. I mean, it just depends. It depends on where you go with them. And you know what? You didn't answer my question fully on the motherfucker with 12 personas. How do you, like, what when you got 4 or 5 personas, I kind of rambled a little bit on it too.
That motherfucker could be crazy.
Because it was an example, but
that motherfucker could be crazy. But
you can't, how do you do that without being a crazy person?
Kanye doesn't.
Kanye
doesn't. He keeps it under.
Kanye wild, bro.
He keeps it under control for the most part, though. People say he's not in control, but like.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
No, he does.
Because for real, I need everybody in the world to know.
How does it not bleed into the music? That's my question.
How does it not bleed into
the music? If having all of those personas messes you up, yes, it's true. You're right. He is a messed up individual. He says some messed up shit. But it never bleeds into the music.
Yes, it does.
How?
Lyrically. Listen to the lyrics.
I'm talking about this,
You asked me. I told you.
You're right. Okay, so like, my favorite.
Sorry, I just trolled the shit out of you.
My favorite song on Ye. My favorite. You did. You trolled the shit out of me. My favorite song on Ye is the first song. Let me figure out. It was like.
It's the I'm mad at you, but I could kill you and this, that, and
that one.
I love that CD. Don't get me wrong.
That CD I thought awesome. That was dope as shit.
It was cool. It was like that was a whole little like thing.
He reversed psychology.
He did.
Because that's my point. Like he used it to his benefit. It wasn't like he did something and he was like it destroyed the music. He created something.
All right, well then.
I thought about killing you. That's what it's called. I thought about killing you.
How about this then? That I think fits into the category of, like we were talking about with, did you improve? did you do something new that caught my attention? Like we were saying, you know, coming out with a CD is nostalgic. That's all I'm getting out of it. I'm going to lose interest real quick. Ye puts it this album where he's kind of talking about being fucking insane and losing his mind all the time. But he does it in a new, improved way.
Yeah.
It grows.
Yep.
That's the difference.
It grows every time.
That's the difference.
He did the same thing on 808s and Heartbeats when he had the conversation about not having children at the time when he didn't have any children. And you could just tell, damn, I didn't think about it. There's more than one song like that. I think Kanye really wanted to have kids, like really badly. And he was like pressed about it. Because he has more than one song hinting at it before he had kids. But anyway, fucking, you're right. He did something new and improved. So as you, at the time, this is when Poopity Scoop came out, when Ye came out, right? When Poopity Scoop came out, right? Everybody was like, fuck that song. Fuck that song. And then I started to think about it. I'm different from everybody else. I'm like, he played y'all. You know what I mean? He
I guess, I don't know. I didn't really give that song the light of day.
No, I'm not talking about the song is not good, right? To me, it's not good. But psychologically,
that's what I'm saying. No, I would have had to.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah,
bro.
but I would have had to digest it like you digested it to get what you're saying. I'm a little thrown off by what you mean.
No,
because it's like I'm trying to remember the song
Kanye,
and everything,
right,
and I just barely remember.
Right before Ye came out with the before Poopity,
I was heading to LA right before. Ye came out.
Right before Ye came out, the Poopity Scoop thing, and it's actually good that you don't pay attention to it the same way that I pay attention to it, right? Right when Poopity Scoop came out, it was right before his fucking album came out. It was right before Ye came out, and everybody was so pressed about like how's the album gonna sound because he was doing all this crazy sporadic stuff. Like when he went on this is when he went to TMZ, and he said that he went to TMZ and he said that slavery was a choice and all that shit happened, right? So what more after you lost your fucking black fan base by saying slavery was a choice than to do something even more extreme by instead of dropping your album, you drop this fucking stupid Poopity Scoop song. And it throws everyone off, correct? It throws everyone off.
It threw me
right?
off, that's for sure.
And then, to add the insultery, he made the fucking clothing line, and we talked about the clothing line like that shit, you know what I mean?
You made a solid point about the clothing line. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's just wild.
Okay, and then he drops, before his album comes out, he tells everyone, you guys are calling me crazy, but I'm going to make a shit ton of money off you guys by making every last one of my artists do albums with only 7 songs on it. And then that Pusha T's Daytona comes out before Ye. So keep up with me, right?
Right.
That shit was probably one of the greatest moves in hip-hop history, what Pusha T did. And Kanye, he is a mind, he fucks with people's minds. So after doing all this nutso shit,
like me.
after doing all this nutso shit, he creates some type of masterpiece out of sitting in Wyoming for I don't know how fucking long. I think Pusha T said it took 3 years for his album to come out. He had to scrap it because of Pharrell. Pharrell had made it first, and then he brought it to Kanye. Kanye said, "I'm gonna scrap it." What I'm saying to you is, to get to the point is, you basically created a whole shit ton of mess, and then you're like, I got some stable shit right here. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Yes and no, though. Yes and no, because...
He was playing with your mind.
Nah, bro.
I'm telling you.
I think he's playing with your mind a little bit, though, bro, because, I kind of see what you're saying.
The music is dope.
I didn't say the music wasn't
I
dope.
know, but what he
I'm
does is
trying
he
to say
stirs
is
up a whole bunch of shit, then he puts some fucking hot shit out.
Bro, for one, yeah, there's a publicity run somewhere in that mix.
Yes,
somewhere
it is. I agree with you. I agree with you.
That was balled up in the corner, and it was just Hail Married out in the fucking
Was
back.
it Hail Married?
Yeah, 100%, because he just, like, went on, like, all these, fucking nationwide, freaking worldwide platforms, and was basically just losing his fucking
But
shit.
going
like you
to
said, making all these
extreme,
crazy
exactly.
songs.
Going to the
stop.
extreme.
Let me finish though.
Go.
Let me finish though. Yeah, because you're asking me, but you're not letting me
I'm
finish
sorry.
the
Go ahead.
question.
Go.
Like,
I'm sorry.
bro, he made an entire album about being bipolar. Okay.
Yeah.
I have bipolar. Okay. It's similar to that album. I hate to say it, because that album actually does kind of describe being bipolar to a degree. You know, I know there's going to be mad people that
So
if they
you
listen to
after
it, and they
by
have
calling that
bipolar,
album
they're gonna freak out.
bipolar, go
You
ahead.
go from one extreme to the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's a big factor. I mean,
You're explaining the genius right now.
Is it genius or is it him being, losing his fucking shit?
It's a blurred line. It's a blurred line.
Kind of. I mean, I'm an artistic person, but I mean, I don't...
He created... We didn't know he was bipolar. He created this whole fucking...
He didn't until he was 37 and went to the fucking hospital.
I know, but I'm saying, but he... And I'm not trying to commercialize being okay with a problem. Because I'm sensitive to whatever problem that you have or everyone else's.
No, but, I got you. I'm not talking about it as if I'm like trying to look at it as a problem or anything, but I'm just trying to say, like, when it comes to bipolar and him going off the deep end and being diagnosed with this and going into the hospital and all that shit, that was really somebody literally losing, like, going off the deep end.
But how did he create that fucking music? That's my fucking argument with you.
What, like how he can still create
we did not know. Like you said, it's a Hail Mary. He's so fucking talented. That's my point. So he makes you rethink, like,
but Dev, that doesn't really, like, go through the factor of what we were talking about him, like, coming up with 12 different personas in this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, yeah, okay, cool. He did all of that, and he came out with an album, and it did well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, commercially. Cool. But, that doesn't deal with the fact that we're still dealing with now, okay, here's a good way of looking at it. Because we actually, I was joking about it earlier in the episode, dude. Like, the old Kanye. The new Kanye.
The old Kanye, the new Kanye.
Nobody likes the new Kanye. Because he's off the fucking deep end, bro. And that
You're right, but I beg
to all want the old Kanye.
Maybe
back,
I'm an underdog guy. Maybe I'm an
like,
underdog guy because I don't hate the new Kanye.
I
don't hate him.
I don't necessarily I didn't say I hate it, and there's just people that don't like him. I'm like, my man just went off the deep end, and this is what we have now. This is the Kanye that we have now. Cool. He's still making dope music? Is he still making dope music? Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
sweet.
but this is my argument.
But when we talk about personas destroying someone, we're talking about, God rest his soul, Mac Miller's, Juice WRLD's. Who we've got posted up here in the studio.
Even Prince.
Prince.
It happened to Prince. They said he was
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, they said that Prince was taking prescription pills or whatever.
These amazing people whose personas send them down dark paths and destroy them.
Yeah.
Either financially to where they're still alive, they're just done. They've disappeared off the face of the earth like that, or they've actually left this world. And did Kanye do that with 12 different personalities? I think we've agreed, like, nah, he really didn't.
No,
because
did he?
He's still successful. He didn't destroy himself with the 12 personalities.
Well, he's one I was saying. He didn't destroy himself, so it's like, it's weird.
How about these people that'll create 12 different personas and then you lose track of who that person is anymore?
You don't know who they are anymore, It's sad.
Do we have an example, like, that we can think of off the top of our heads of someone like that? Because now we got to, if we're going to talk about the one end of the spectrum, we got to talk about the other
spectrum.
Because that sounds... Like, who do we know that just
do we know as a person or as an artist?
That just created so many different personalities and just it got to the point where who were you anymore? It could be anything. It doesn't need to be music. I mean, yeah, we're music centric because music, podcast,
Okay, let me try to think.
Think about it. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody off the top of my head, dude, that, like, it was like...
That was like they were losing their mind.
Trying to just deal with so many different personalities. Damn. Somebody. It's on the tip
it's
of my
really
tongue.
hard to think about that.
It's like
I don't know.
I want to say like a Johnny Depp or somebody like that, but I don't think that really classifies.
Johnny Depp don't. I mean, does he really count? No, I don't.
It's hard to put an actor in that because an actor or an actress, like, they their whole career is to be different people.
You think it happened to Kurt Cobain?
No. because he only had one persona. He only had he only had Kurt Cobain. I'm trying to think. We get a lot of it in rap with people that create like 12 different like names.
Nicki Minaj did it.
Nicki Minaj is one that like how many people can Nicki Minaj?
She's
play?
like Roman, and then she's like.
Yeah.
But she has.
Eminem's a good one because he created Slim Shady,
Eminem.
You know,
fucking Godzilla. Fucking,
yeah.
Yo, but he didn't bury himself.
Person, like that did it like that.
And I'm not trying to make myself.
I feel like Rick James might have been one. I feel like Rick James had a lot of different personalities.
He did.
And
he was a multiple personality.
He was just a fucking crazy motherfucker.
I think it's fucking
Rick James. Cocaine's one hell of a drug.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug. I know. Trust me, I know. Nah, but he. I think if I would go with a rapper, I would go with Nicki Minaj because after what has happened to her over the last fucking. It's remarkable that she's still, like, her career is still in the hole. Off of what the fuck, I don't even know what was going on the last 5 years. Like, all the personas that she created, she's up, down, like, we don't know.
She was, like, crazy the past few
years. Yes!
Like, she was, like, anytime she, like, popped up, it was always for some, like, it wasn't music.
No, it was always something fucking stupid or crazy.
It wasn't music related.
I don't know, the Meek Mill thing, she went on Ellen and she went off about the Meek Mill thing. And then one thing I don't
Birdman.
Yeah, he's another
Birdman's a good one.
I really don't.
Funny how all these people are Young Money that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, they're not. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Birdman's
the Young Money sweatshop.
Like, I don't even know who he is.
The Young Money sweatshop is a very interesting place, dude. Because I've never been there, but I'm talking about as far as like from the outside looking in. I'm like, dude, what? They be
finding some characters, yeah. They be finding some personas.
Fucking. The Young Money roster in general has been a room full of multi-personality people. Does that make them successful? I don't fucking know. But it created Drake, and I know you can't stand when I say Drake is one of the greatest of all time. But the reason why Drake is...
I don't hate Drake.
And Drake, the reason why Drake is one of the greatest of all time is because of that. Because he knows how to pick. He's just like, I call him the hip-hop Beyonce. Because Beyonce created all these writers that they're successful. Neo, who the fuck else? It was somebody else that was really famous that wrote songs for her. Sway Lee. All these different people. There's more people that I probably wouldn't mention. And someone tell me in the comments. But she found all these different personalities and made them make her as one. Oh, her sister Solange. She wrote a lot of Beyonce songs. I mean, a lot of Destiny Child songs. But, like...
True. Yeah, you're right.
Her and Drake have this thing where they're like, I'm a good writer. So, let me find other... Drake with The Weeknd. Yeah. We watching The Weeknd perform at the Super Bowl, even though everyone said it was trash.
I mean...
Him perform at the Super Bowl.
I've fucked with The Weeknd since, like...
Drake... What made Drake go, this guy, The Weeknd, is something. He's going to, maybe someone put him around or whatever, but it can't be by, like, remember that time when Drake remixed...
What we're talking about, though, at this point, like, I mean, it's kind of a different topic, because it's not really,
sorry.
like...
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that at that point, we're talking about not the persona being the success. We're talking about people gravitating around somebody. The putting the right people around you creates success. That's a whole another story.
That's a different story. You're right. No, but the persona,
like
I said, all right. For instance, I got one more thing. Like for instance, in battle rap, when I watch battle rap, it's the same way. It's like, this person is now a monster, and they want to create that other persona. And take on a different fucking like lifestyle or like it's like poetic. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You no longer see them as this wordsmith. If they have what do you want to call it, stage performance, you see a whole different, like, it. They could not even be rapping good.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, well, I see what you're saying. No, like at that point, you're not talking about talent. You're talking about the character and the persona.
They've created that character. That character
overshadows.
Yeah, they overshadow
the fact that there is a lack of talent, or it doesn't overshadow. It supplements, and it kind of like it fills in.
Mm-hmm.
For being.
Sometimes they win just by acting like that.
No,
the other person could have been way better, else. But they win just by acting like that. But I'm gonna have that.
That's the hustle though too, ain't it?
It is.
And that partially is the hustle, and I mean, there's a lot of people that the persona is the hustle, and if they don't hustle, then
who are they?
They've lost the persona, right?
Exactly.
The persona's gone.
It's a part of it.
Yeah. So.
But I'm gonna get into this. Definitely, you just made me think about 3 more different ways of thinking of this and having a different conversation. But
it's a pretty crazy topic, especially in music and in the entertainment industry, and I mean in life in general. I mean, it's a crazy one. I mean, like I said, we started out with the fact of I definitely wanted, when we were talking about bringing up this topic, was just daily life of having a persona.
Exactly.
Like it can be applied to a lot of things. There's definitely a dope thing. I appreciate you bringing me on for this content.
Hell yeah, man. But this is Ramen on a Friday, episode 9, and I'm out.
Peace out, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe.